Hello, hello, hello. This is DJ Johnson with the final cybersecurity career simulation. We'll be going through the capture the flag uh, simulation and finding out how a interpreter exploit works. So let's begin. So pretty much what we want to do is we want to penetrate the Windows machine and uncover a concealed flag somewhere on the machine. We've been given some hints as to where some clues may be, but it's up to us to find out where that flag may possibly be. So, things we want to do to make sure that we get all of our points. Number one, we want to install both Kali CTF and Windows CTF. We want to configure those systems. We want to find some files called the hoot text file, hash browns, one text file, and a hide JPEG. We also want to exploit the interpreter uh, exploit. We want to decrypt the files and lastly decrypt the image. So here, as you see, you've got both your Kali CTF and your Windows CTF fully installed. And here is showing the Windows CTF with DCHP having been enabled because we will need that. And same thing with the Kali CTF with DHCP enabled. Next, we want to go through and we want to find those files that we're looking for. We're looking for three. Remember that hoot text file, the hash browns one text file, and that hide JPEG image. So let's get started with finding those images. And I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger so we can see it. So as you see, um, I've already got Metasploit up and ready for when we're looking to exploit whatever vulnerabilities there may be. And here, as you see, we've already started doing our vulnerability scan. Okay, might help if I actually, there we go. And then up here, we've found out what our IP addresses are. Of course, 10.0.2.4, that is me. Uh, Going in, and then we are going to just look for the open ports, take a look at what ports are open, try to find out, um, aside from the vulnerabilities, what other things we might be able to exploit on the system as well. Um, so looking into this, um, we're just going to take a look into some of the open ports. Our vulnerability scan, of course, has come back, and we do see that there are a couple of exploits that we might be able to look into uh, for this project. But the main one that we're looking for is that interpreter exploit because that's what we're going to need to be able to move forward with our project. So as you see here, up here, we've started scanning, looking for open ports to see if possibly if the vulnerabilities, if we're not able to exploit them, knowing what ports are open, we may be able to exploit different ports. So we're just waiting for that scan to come back. And of course, down here, we're just going to take a look and see what we've got as far as the different exploits. So right now we've got something with a lot of TCP ports that are open. And we have another one that also has some TCP ports that are open. So for this one, um, looks like it is a poodle attack that is open. Well, I shouldn't say open, I should say that it's vulnerable too. And now our scan has come back letting us know these ports are open. I'm typically interested in these up here because these TCP ports, they are not secure. So you've got HTTP on an unsecure line and you've got FTP on an unsecure line. The ones that are larger in number up here, these ones are usually more secure than say this one up here. So with that being said, we're just going to move these windows around just a little bit so that we can see just a little bit better. And then we're going to jump right into snooping around in the system and seeing what we can poke and prod and get ourselves into. So of course, the first thing we want to do is we want to see if we can exploit that interpreter. So we're going to go in and we're going to search and see what we can find. Now, we're going to go by the information on that CVE number, which is right here, CVE 2170142, or sorry, 0143. So with typing that in, we do get some ones that come through, and the main one that we want to look into per our hints is that Eternal Blue. So with Eternal Blue, we're going to use 0 because that's the number that is there. We're going to go in and we're going to look at our options and try to find out what is missing. Of course, our R host is missing here. So we're going to set the R host to the IP address of the Windows CTF being 10.0.2.5. As you see right there, we've gone ahead and updated that. And we're just going to run that exploit and see what we can get into. Host is likely vulnerable, and it is trying the exploit. Interpreter session 1 opened. Looks like we got an error, but here we are. We are Meterpreter. System info lets us know that we are on this Windows 7 OS. Okay, so we are in the Windows CTF. Okay, so we're going to take a look in the directories and find out where we are. And oh, look at there. We have a hash brown 1 text, which is one of the ones we need. So we're going to go ahead and look into that. And we're going to look around at a few other things as well. Okay, so we've gone into the Ninja and we've gone into the desktop to try to see what may possibly be hiding on the desktop. Okay, so it looks like we may have found something on the desktop called hoot.txt. So we want to try to see what that is. And inside of that is a root flag. So that's one of the flags that we're going to need. And so we're going to go back out of that a little bit and go into the interpreter. And see if we can find it in the interpreter so we can download it. Okay, so we've gone into Ninja, and now we're gonna just take a look and see what all is under Ninja. And then go back to that desktop, and then take a look and see what's under desktop. And of course, there is the hoot.txt there under the desktop. So we're going to go ahead and download that file, which we're doing now, download the boot.txt. Okay, and now we're looking in the public uh, directory to see what all we can find there. And of course, if you look here, here's the hash brown. So we're going to try to see what's in there. Okay, and so we're going to attempt again to download. Okay, so we're not going to download them because we've already got that hoot file because we've done this one time before. We've already got the hash brown file, and that's what's in the hash brown file. So we don't want to download them again. And we've already found that hide JPEG, which, if you look, is right underneath the hash brown. And that is what is inside that hide JPEG picture of Batman. So now we have found all of the flags. We just need to uh, find out what those flags mean. So, so now we're going to need to, if you took a look at those files, it looks like they are encrypted. So we are going to need to decrypt those. Now, we originally went in and started decrypting them with John the Ripper, but when we got to the second file, we ran into an error because it couldn't decrypt that one. It also could not decrypt the picture. We got um, a pretty long code that could not be decrypted. So we chose to go through another site, and that is called MD5 hashing. So with that being said, we do still need to be able to decrypt that um, picture, but in order to do that, we would have to be able to download something called StegHide, which is through Kali. Unfortunately, with uh, the virtual machines that we have, they're not supposed to be connected to the internet as they're not stable enough and could cause our systems to become vulnerable. So with that being said, there is a workaround for StegHide for Windows. So here is a small short tutorial about what we did to get a StegHide onto our system. So SourceForge.net has a download that allows you to be able to download StegHide. Now, when you download it, Of course, it goes into your machine, but we're not going to be able to put it on the virtual machine, which is where we need to take a look at um, that JPEG at. So here you see the download for Kali Linux, or sorry, for StegHide. You need to move that over to your local C disk, and you want to put it in your program files. So we're going to go ahead and open up program files. We're going to just drag it over to the program files, and there you see StegHide. Now, if you try to open up StegHide from here, it is not going to open up. It's going to pretty much blink on your system because it needs to be configured to work. So in order for it to work, you're going to want to go in and reconfigure the setup. Um, so just go to your start menu, and you want to edit the system environment variables. And so you'll see here, if you look here at the bottom, here's environment variables. Open that up, and you're going to want to add the string for the string path for StegHide into the path so that it recognizes that it's supposed to be where it's supposed to be opening up. You're actually just going to want to put in a new line there. It's not on this path, it's on the one at the bottom where the system variables are. And as you see there, I have added in StegHide. And so, of course, in these sections, you would press OK and press and cancel because I've already done the setup. And now you are able to use StegHide under the command prompts. So when you open up your command prompts, you're just going to type in StegHide, and StegHide will open up. And of course, when it first opens up, it's going to give you a list of different commands that you could possibly do, embedding files, what so have you, encryptions. The main one we're going to be dealing with today is going to be the extraction and the SF file name, or sorry, SF stego file. Um, so let's go ahead and start decrypting. Okay, so now that we've done that, we are going to decrypt these flags. Um, And this, of course, will be the last step in everything. So now we just have to go in and find out what all these flags mean. So remember, we downloaded all three of those flags. They are in our home folder on Kali Linux. Okay. So if you look here, you'll see hoot, hide, and hash browns one text file. I'll open that up a little bit more so you can see them there. So we will start off with that hash browns file and just open it up. And that file gives us um, some a hash encryption, and we're going to need to find out what it means. Now, remember, we tried running all of these through John the Ripper. Some of them are a different type of hash, meaning SHA 256. So John the Ripper is not able to decrypt all kinds. So we had to find a different way to do this. So one suggestion was given through by Zach to use md5hashing.net to try to decode these, and it worked very, very well. So as you see, we just put in the information from the file, press decode, and give it a minute or so, and it will give us some additional information in regards to what is in that particular file. So this first file, the information there is juice. So I'm just going to copy that because I have a feeling we may need it later on. And we're going to go back and take a look back at Kelly and see what is in that other text file, the one that says hoot. So opening that one up, we're just going to do the same thing. That says that it's a root flag with the code, and we're just going to put that code, search all types, and put that code in and see if it's going to give us what that particular code means. So it is currently decrypting. Here in about a minute or so, we should see some additional information, and there it is, root 123. Now we do have one last flag that we have to be able to decrypt, but that unfortunately is a JPEG and it's on Kali Linux. So we need to find a way to get it over to my Windows system uh, so that we can decrypt it. So pretty much just drag it and drop it over to the Windows system. And as you see right up here, we've got that hide photo right there. And so we are going to go ahead and go into Steg Hide and see if there's anything that is in that particular image that we would be able to decode. So we'll open up our command prompts and type in Steg Hide. And there we go. There's Steg Hide. And we want to make sure to get it to approximately which directory this is in. So as you see, right now we're at users, user, and then CD desktop. Um, so if you take a look at the directory there, you will see that there's the hide.jpg right there. So let's see if we can have Steg Hide go ahead and decrypt that. Now, in order to decrypt a JPEG or any type of an image, you do need a passphrase. Well, I'm guessing that that passphrase is one of those two uh, flags that we've already decrypted. The first one being juice, the other one being root 123. So I've already decrypted that, and here is the flag that was decrypted from that. So let's go ahead and run this through MD5 and see what comes up. Okay, we're just going to decode that and give it about a minute and see if anything uh, comes up. And there is our flag. So we have captured the flag. And we've also done our interpreter. And we've also found all of the files that we needed to find. So our flag names were juice, root 123, and flag. Here are some of the commands that we used along the way. Everything from CD users to sysinfo, just looking around to look for those flags. We did a lot of CD desktop, CD users to try to find different files. Of course, just like most of us, a lot of it was hidden on the desktop. I did look around for some uh, other exploits to do. I did run into one that was uh, a TCP reversal, and it did not give me root access, but it did bog down the system. If you'd like more information on that, of course, I can get you that information. But it pretty much just kept trying to go into different um, sections, and it would open and close and open and close. And it did that, you know, repeatedly until you completely exit Metasploit. Now, of course, I wanted to take some time because it is getting to the end of our class, and I wanted to give a huge thank you and shout out to Coach King for hanging in there with us and for being willing to teach and really show us, give us allowing us to partake in his knowledge and wisdom. Coach Azim for stepping in and helping us with these projects, um, making it look so easy that we felt that we would be able to do it. And eventually we did. Of course, to our academic counselor, Sarwat, thank you so much for hanging in there with us. And I want to give a personal shout out to Zach. Zach really stepped in and helped us decipher a lot of this for this project. Huge shout out there. My partner on this project was BAMS. Thank you so much for, you know, hanging in there with me, helping us decipher this stuff. and of course to Jonathan and Jonas, who without these four people, I probably would not have passed this class. So, a huge shout out to all of you. Thank you so much. And this is the end of our project. You guys have a blessed day.